Let me get this out of the way right off the bat. In the long run, which programming language you learn or how many programming languages you know does not really matter as much as how well you know the fundamentals like data structures and algorithms. If you know the core concepts, you can pick up any new programming language fairly quickly. That being said, if you're just starting out, you have to pick a programming language, and some may be better for you than others. I've seen some other channels make a top 5 list of best programming languages to learn. I won't be doing that because there's no such thing as the best programming language. Just because there are jobs or people make good salary on certain programming languages does not really mean that it's the best language for you to learn. Sometimes there's demand even for a declining language because there's so much out there already. But do you really want to jump into the bandwagon of a dying language just because there are jobs available? Probably not. What you should instead focus on is programming languages that have a positive growth trajectory, backing and support from big multinational companies, as well as a huge open source community, in addition to what sort of things that interest you personally. So to that end, I will be mentioning programming language in 3 categories in this video. The ones you can go ahead and learn in 2021, ones you should consider for special circumstances but not in general, and the ones you should probably avoid. In the end, I will also show you a tool that you can use to see which languages, frameworks, tools, and practices in software engineering are hot, which may help you decide what to learn. But before we begin, please consider subscribing to this channel if you like the content. YouTube says that only 22% of my viewers are subscribed. So if you're among the 78% that enjoy the videos around software engineering, please subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it. All right, let's get started with the programming languages you should consider learning in 2021. First up is JavaScript. JavaScript continues to be one of the most used programming languages because of how versatile it is. You can use JavaScript for both client-side and server-side code. For beginners, it is also relatively easy to get started. All you technically need to write and execute JavaScript code is a browser and a text editor. So whether you aspire to become a front-end engineer, back-end engineer, full-stack engineer, or an infrastructure engineer, you'll come across popular runtimes and frameworks like Node.js and React that are based on JavaScript. JavaScript also has one of the largest developer communities, so you can be confident that you'll find help and support should you ever get stuck. So whether you're starting out in 2021 or just looking to pick up a new language, JavaScript continues to be a great choice. Next up is Python. Python is generally considered as one of the easiest languages to pick up for beginners because of its syntax being very close to natural language. Python is also widely adopted as a programming language in many different areas in software engineering, from web development to data science to machine learning. Python has a large variety of supporting libraries and is adopted in some form by most top tech companies, and its adoption continues to grow among the developer community. Python is here to stay, which makes it a great candidate to pick up in 2021. Third is Kotlin or Swift. I'm putting these two together because they're relatively new, both about 10 years old. And even though they are both versatile programming languages on their own right, their popularity has come about from their simplification of Android and iOS app development. So if you are interested in building native mobile apps, both of these are great choices to pick up in 2021, especially if you have already covered the basics of programming languages like Java or Objective-C. Like I said before though, these are versatile programming languages and their use cases aren't just limited to apps. Next is C#. C# was first developed in 2000 and it initially had a pretty lukewarm adoption. However, in the last 5 years or so, the language has seen huge investments and great strides have been made to make it platform agnostic. And as a result, the story of C# in 2021 is quite different. It is a simple, modern, and a general purpose language that continues to see very good adoption increase year over year. It is very versatile and can be used to develop almost any type of application. It is also a great choice for game development on Unity. It is also one of the most popular languages right now to develop virtual reality and augmented reality applications. So if you're interested in working with a modern, strongly typed, object-oriented programming languages, C# is a great choice in 2021. And the final one in this list is Go. Go has seen a rapid rise in adoption in recent years. Go solves scalability issues that older programming languages like Java have. While these languages support multi-threading, they were developed in the days where everything was single-threaded, and hence the support is an improvement rather than being native. As a result, they're not as efficient. Contrary to that, Go was created in 2009 with concurrency in mind and as a top priority. Go has a great mix of efficiency in concurrent environment and a simple, elegant code. So in 2021, where most applications are distributed across many data centers and regions, and where scalability and availability are critical, Go is a great language to pick up. You can learn any of these languages through some great books, and I can link some of them in the description below. Okay, let's talk about a couple of programming languages that have their merits in specific cases, but outside of which you should probably avoid learning them in 2021. The first one is C++. C++ continues to be a popular choice to be taught in school. And there is a good reason for that. It's almost a gateway language that acts like a bridge between low-level and high-level programming. It teaches you about extracting out every single bit of performance since it is so close to the hardware. It is also memory unsafe, which means you learn a lot about memory management. So even though you may not use C++ much in general sense, learning it will provide you with some foundational knowledge that will help you on the long run. C++ is also a popular choice in game development, operating system level applications, embedded systems, as well as fintech and trading. But outside of these, I'd recommend avoiding C++ in 2021. The next one is R. R was mainly designed for statistical computing, and thus it makes for a great candidate to learn if you're into machine learning, data visualization, analytics, and scientific computation. However, R has a steep learning curve, is slow and resource intensive. So unless you want to get into data science or some areas I just mentioned before, I'd say avoid R. Finally, let's talk about programming language to avoid learning in 2021. The first one, and this may be a controversial opinion, is Java. I know that statistically, Java is still very widely used and there are a lot of job opportunities, but it's seen a steady decline over the years and the ecosystem itself hasn't evolved to fit modern needs. There are many better choices to learn in 2021, ones I mentioned above, instead of Java. Most Java projects these days are large enterprise applications that need to be maintained and adapted. Very rarely you will see a brand new project without any language dependency requirements being started in Java. Companies prefer lightweight and scalable language these days. The next one is PHP. PHP used to be the king of dynamic web pages once upon a time. Those days are gone, unless you want to spend your time developing WordPress templates. I know someone somewhere will say, but Facebook uses PHP. Yes, Facebook started with PHP in 2005 and grew very rapidly. They use their own variation of PHP right now because they have a huge developer base who's already well versed in PHP, and there's no reason to take the conversion debt if they don't have to. But the real question is, would they have chosen PHP if they were starting from scratch in 2021? The answer is no. Avoid PHP in 2021. There are many great choices instead. And the last one to avoid is Ruby. Ruby on Rails was created in 2005, and through the next decade, it picked up rapid adoption. Companies like Twitter and Groupon were early adopters. Then newer, better solutions emerged, and these companies, along with the developer community, moved on. The adoption of Ruby fell down as rapidly as it went up. So skip learning Ruby in 2021, nothing else to say there. That's all for my list. I did mention that I would show you something interesting that would help you assess new technologies to pick up. That tool is called ThoughtWorks Technology Radar. ThoughtWorks is a leading global technology consultancy that integrates strategy, design, and software engineering to enable enterprises and technology disruptors across the globe. They're an incredibly technologically progressive company with tech leaders like Martin Fowler, and because they have clients from every walk of life, they get to play around with a plethora of languages, platforms, tools, frameworks, and techniques. And as they use those in practical implementations for their clients' projects, they put each of them in one of four categories: assess, trial, adopt, or hold. And they give a concise reasoning for their choices. For example, if you look at languages and frameworks, .NET 5 is in the assessment phase. If you click on it, you'll find a good explanation for it, along with a history of anything else they've published previously. You can also use this to evaluate latest trends or techniques used in engineering. For example, the API expand contract design pattern. If you click on it, you'll see the details on why they have adopted this pattern. I hope you get the idea. Hopefully, with this list I gave you, along with some help from the Technology Radar, you'll be able to find some clarity into which direction you want to take your learning in 2021. Just remember to have fun with whatever you learn. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comment section. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, a lot of you who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos like these. Finally, if you want to reach out to me directly, hit me up on Instagram at Engineering with Utsa. I do my best to respond to all my DMs there. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.